Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Filmtopia Live, where we talk about all things movie right here, bright and early. Get your day started with the latest and greatest in the movie world. But with that said, my name is Ricky. This is Filmtopia, and we do not have a quote today. So the reason why I didn't do a quote is because I need you guys in the comments right now or later to type in what you guys want me to do to open the show. Earlier, I could have done something like, "Hi, my name is Ricky. This is Filmtopia, and why so serious?" But with that said, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. It has been a weekend for sure. It has been one for the books. Last week was incredibly historic in terms of both Marvel and Filmtopia. So that brings joy to my heart. Last week we had episode 5 of Loki, which was awesome. And then we also had Black Widow premiere. And now the MCU phase 4 and on is set up in a way where there's a lot of things that can happen. And because of that, we have a good amount to talk about today. But with that said, let's go ahead and check out the chat. Let's see who's in here. I see RHZ Zoom is first. Thank you, RHZ Zoom. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. RHG Zoom is first, so appreciate you, brother. Thanks for all the support always. Let's see. Billy248 says, I just watched Black Widow, like literally. I just did the post credit, had me shocked and got me more interested in the Hawkeye series. Yes, exactly. Just FYI, we are going to talk about Black Widow, spoiler ridden. So, spoiler warning. Anthony Manzano says, "Hi, Rick. What's up, Anthony? Nice of you to be here." Pyro Hell says, "Hi. What's up, Pyro Hell?" Even though on screen it says elbow cough, I'm pretty sure it's this one, right? The dab. Billy248 says, "Thank you, Jonah, for the feedback." Billy. Black Widow last week. Oh my gosh, you're right. I missed one. Black Widow, Loki episode 5, and the What If trailer. Sheesh. But with that said, I am not the only one here today. I have my awesome co-host, a Mr. You know what? We call him Mr. New Setup.
Hey.
What's up, Mr. New Setup?
Not much. I mean, still
Looking good,
figuring out
man.
everything in this new setup. But I mean, dang, this past week has been
Yeah.
insane, and
Yeah.
this coming week, I think is going to be even more insane.
Yeah.
For what we have planned and for what might surprise us over the week.
Yeah. So last week opened like Pandora's box per se. I
Yeah,
think this week
definitely.
we're gonna dive into Pandora's box and see how far the rabbit hole goes, and then after that we're kind of left in limbo until What If, which is
Um,
interesting.
I think we're gonna get a Hawkeye trailer
Yeah,
this week.
so the limbo is gonna lead
I think we're
lead
getting
to
trailers. We're getting trailers
trailers, right?
in
Um,
these next week and a half. I think we're gonna get a Hawkeye trailer, and I think we're gonna get the Spider-Man in the next 2 weeks. Now that Loki is gonna be over, I think they're
yeah,
gonna hold off on anything with Black Widow still being relatively new
yeah.
in the theaters and people not having full access
Hmm.
to it yet. But as soon as I think that 2 week mark hits of Black Widow being out, that's when
Yeah.
we get a double trailer, like Hawkeye and Spider-Man in the same day. I don't know, that would be insane,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa, whoa.
that's what I'm
No,
thinking
well,
at least is 2
here's the
weeks.
thing, right? The only thing about all that is now with everything that's happened, um, it's really hard to tell where the trailers are gonna drop because Hawkeye, let's just say when Hawkeye drops the trailer and it says, "Hey, it's debuting in September," right? Let's just say that, right? Let's just say theoretically it's debuting in September. That's literally only like a month of marketing.
Yeah,
But the reason why is because they needed to debut
the
Black Widow
post-credit scene.
first, right?
Yeah.
So because Black Widow wasn't out, we couldn't necessarily really even talk about Hawkeye, theorize nothing because they just can't talk about it. So what if within somewhere in Hawkeye or within somewhere in What If or within somewhere in Shang-Chi, like in any of those properties, you can't put out a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer until, you know what I mean? So that's my only thing right now is because of how we saw because Spider-Man No Way Home doesn't need necessarily marketing. Like it's basically the rumors are marketing it itself, unfound rumors, right?
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing is like how much money is Sony and Disney really going to put out on marketing? Because again, they could drop a trailer in November and then debut it in December, and I think the results would yield somewhat the same.
I think they would
Um,
be better,
yeah.
honestly.
The
They would
more
have a
you
lot of
hold back.
they would have a lot of angry fans for us for holding everything back, but at the same time, like the hype would be like so
Yep.
high for
Yep.
it,
Those
and
same angry fans would be like on here making
yeah.
videos about where it's at, following rumors that may not be true. So definitely, definitely. Billy says I think Mrs. Marvel trailer might come July 20-ish. See, and that's another one is like we're not necessarily sure on the slate as far as the shows anymore. Because again, what if got a 1 month in advance? I
Yeah,
just realized that too. Like, what if is 1 month
it
um
as of yesterday, 1
as
month
of
away.
yesterday? Exactly. And so that's very, very interesting. Like very, very interesting.
I
Um
think we're gonna get a Hawkeye trailer before we get a Ms. Marvel trailer,
mm,
personally.
yeah, yeah.
I don't remember how they were slated to come out, but I don't think Ms. Marvel is finished with filming, to my knowledge.
I see. Let's see. So, really quick, everybody. Tomorrow obviously is Loki episode number 6. For those of you watching right now, I just want to say the ride has been incredible, and so why not cap it off with an incredible night? Tomorrow we are going to have a huge, huge giveaway and a huge celebration of the Loki series. We will be dressing up as Marvel characters. It can be anybody from any time in the Marvel cinematic or in the Marvel universe. Doesn't even have to be just the MCU. As you can see, Jonah is giving you a little hint as to who he is going to be.
Except
Um,
except it's a variant version.
a variant version of what he's hinting at. I, you inspired me with the variant version. I don't know if this is canon in any form, but I'm gonna mix and match some things that won't make sense tomorrow. Um,
I
you
mean,
might
that's the
not even.
best. I mean, that's the best thing to do, honestly. Like with the show and how it's just introduced so many new things.
Mhm,
Like you never know like what we can see. Like
yeah.
you don't even know which Captain America I'm talking about until
Yeah.
until I show up on tomorrow night. So like
Yeah.
I can be talking about Steve, I could be talking about Bucky, I could be talking about a version of either of them, or just like
Yeah.
some or John Walker. Like there's so many different options, like
Yeah.
that you have no idea what I'm talking about until I show up tomorrow. So
I will say though, for all of you out there watching, we encourage you to also dress up tomorrow and get camera ready so you can come on, hop on the stream tomorrow night and just chat with us for a little and show the world what you're rocking. But tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time USA, wherever you are in the world, that's when we're going to start the stream. And then obviously, we do the pre-party from 10 to 12 a.m. And then we watch the episode together. And then, right then and there, we come off the episode and we discuss it. We enjoy it and we celebrate it. But again, so um, come dressed up and tell your friends about it. Tell them to subscribe. If you can see the ticker down below, I never thought I'd ever be able to put this type of ticker, but it says the road to 1,000 subscribers. Join the Filmtopia family. 1,000. That's guys. That's a small concert. That's that's insane. That's
that
really
is
really insane.
that is something that I think a lot of us didn't think was fathomable
Mm-mm.
by the end of Loki. But I mean, you put it out there in the universe, and I mean, we're really close to getting there.
I
We have so
I
many things that are gonna happen too, like with the staff as well. Like I'm just so excited to see like everything that happens because everyone was like, "There's no way we're getting to 1,000." But
Yeah.
I mean, like everything's just gonna fall into place, and like I think that this episode 6 live stream might be our biggest live stream yet. Like I think it will
It
be bigger than
might.
Black Widow, honestly.
Honestly, now I don't know how to predict anything, because again, now we from last week to this week, right? From episode 5 to episode 6, or no, from episode 4 to episode 5, there was a big subscriber gain and then another gain during Black Widow. And long story short, um, that just means more natural people, right? We're gonna hit their subscription box, so they're gonna watch us because they're subscribed. But then that doesn't include also like the people that just randomly find us, the people that were suggested next to. Very, very like just mind blowing. I'm very eager to see what happens tomorrow. But tomorrow's gonna be a big party, everybody. Again, I know we're spending a little bit of time on this, but it's because I want it to be an event, right? I want these watch parties for us, for the Filmtopia family, for everything that goes on here. Like, I want you guys to walk away with thinking this was an event. Just how maybe sometimes opening weekend, Black Widow is an event you go to, whether it was Disney Plus or whether it was the movie theaters. Like, it's an event.
And you see
So
everyone dressing up and stuff. Like it's like a
yeah,
miniature Comic-Con sort of to say. So like
exactly.
treat tomorrow as like I know that like we haven't had Comic-Con in over a year. So treat tomorrow night as your Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Um this is your chance to dress up in a Marvel costume that you never had an opportunity to wear before that you got
Yeah.
during COVID or whatever. So here you go. Here's your
Exactly.
chance.
Exactly. But Billy248 says he does agree with Jonah about the Hawkeye trailer coming out before Mrs. Marvel. I am on the same boat. Moaz, I believe, is in here. It says, I can't wait for Miss Marvel. He really, really, really enjoys the representation going on within just the Marvel and the CU. That's awesome to see. Uh, yeah, makes me very excited as well.
Ms. Marvel
Um,
is one of those shows that has a lot of upside. Like it has a really high ceiling for me,
mm,
but the floor is just super low. It's one of those shows that is a very like swingy thing. Like if they do it
it's a,
right,
mhm,
it's a home run. But if they
yeah.
do it wrong, like
High
uh,
risk, high reward.
yeah, it's a very high
Yeah.
risk, high reward show.
I don't off the top of my head remember who is the like showrunner or who is the director. But I do like the casting. I do like the castings that I've seen come out of there. So
Bilal Fallah is the director for Ms.
okay,
Marvel.
awesome. Yeah, no, and it goes back to the same thing, which is I think they're yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Common 663 Oxide said, "What's up? What's up, 663?"
Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see. I always love seeing familiar avatars and names, obviously, but avatars, really give that visual. And so, great to see Common in here. Matt Moaz says it's gonna be good. Good, Anakin. Good. Let's see. But with that said, why not just get it right into it? This weekend obviously was Black Widow's debut after much long anticipation. We finally got to see how this was going to perform. Was the wait worth the wait, essentially? And we're gonna discuss that right now. So I want to talk about Black Widow's opening weekend numbers. Black Widow officially has made $80 million from the box office in person viewings at the movie theaters, which is, I believe, the highest in the pandemic environment. But on top of that, additionally, this is actually the first time I think a studio released the numbers, any studios released the numbers for their streaming service like Return, and that was $60 million on Disney Plus. So you add 80 million and 60 million, you get a $140 million return via box office comparison. Um, while that is it kind of that's basically nowadays it's in line with any Marvel um, release. But again, coming off of the pandemic and everything, that is a fantastic number. That is great news for morale. But one thing I will also throw in, another thing that I will also throw in is take into account that that's not the only money they made. And Jonah, actually, we're gonna do some quick math here. 60 million is how many households watching? That's 30 divided by 60 million. So
It's
that's
20
2 million
or 2
households.
million. Yeah, 2 million.
So 2 million households watched Black Widow at home. And we, here at Filmtopia are one of those families.
On top of
Um,
that, like people might have shared accounts, like
mhm,
like only one person had to pay. So
yeah,
the streaming number, if everyone had to pay for their own account and
yeah,
for each individual profile,
yeah,
that number would be so much higher than where it is right now, I would
yep.
think.
And that leads me to the next question, which is Jonah, on your end, because I can't remember off the top of my head, how much is Disney Plus a month?
Disney Plus, I think, is 7.99 a month.
7.99. Okay, let's go with 7.99. Um, so uh, as you can see on screen, right, you see the numbers 80 million and plus 60 million. So that's a total of 140 million. But do not forget what if you take into account those 2 million households, let's see how much those 2 million households are paying a month. And so that means they'd be paying 7.99. So 7.99 times 2 million, that's another 15 million point nine, 15.9 million. And that's right there, just right there though. That's not just a one time, that's a monthly taken. So for the month, right? Let's just say though, let's just say those 2 million were all people that just wanted to buy it for that month. Again, add 15 million to that 140 million, and now we're at 155 million. I think
Well,
that's a
essentially, you're looking at 75 million for Disney Plus,
exactly.
rather than looking at like
There you
a
go.
number as a whole. You're looking at 75 million for people that just spent $38 to watch Black Widow.
Yep.
Um, and I'm sure there's a ton of people that did that because a ton of people don't want to go out yet in the world. And um, as much as like Marvel wants to get everyone back in the movies, it's like not the right time.
Hmm.
Um, I want to ask you a question about this
Hmm.
actually. Um, do you think that Black Widow or the Connor Dustin fight, which was less anticlimactic in your opinion?
Less anticlimactic?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I'm actually gonna go with Black Widow because as far as the fight, if any of you out there are just sports fans or just like I said, that's an event. If you want to talk about another event that happened this week, and by the way, this weekend was jam packed with a lot of things. But this weekend, UFC two something, I forgot what number
64.
they're at now. 264, I believe.
Mhm.
And it's headlining Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Um,
3.
it round or fight number three, the rubber match. And if you know anything, I will say this one this one line, uh, if you could describe the fight without describing the fight, just this is the only sound effect that you need to hear is my leg. And so this weekend Conor McGregor actually lost. He broke his foot. He completely compound fractured it. His tibia went clack. And talk about a crazy fight. That fight was built up hugely, and it was going to be a great fight if they went all 5 rounds or a few more rounds. But at the end of the first round, this man's leg said, "Yeah, I'm done," and it just went. And so because of that, I will say I did not expect that. I did not see that coming. The fight or the post conference thing, like within the octagon where they interview both fighters, still was live, still was fire. Like they were going at it. It was all disrespect. But with Black Widow, I will say, like, I didn't really get any sort of like surprises necessarily. Even the post credit scene, it wasn't necessarily too big of a surprise for me. It was more of like a relief that Hawkeye does exist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because for a while now, like you hear people keep saying Marvel's going to come out this year or Hawkeye's going to come out this year. Hawkeye's going to come out this year. And in my head, I'm like, man, maybe those are complete rumors. Like it's just a rumor that everybody kind of piggybacks now. You know what I mean? Um, where it's nothing really official. Just now everybody says it, so it's okay to say it if you're one of the people that says it. So, but now we can kind of put that to rest. Hawkeye does seem to be coming out this year. But I want to turn the question on you. What was more anticlimactic,
Black Widow.
McGregor fight or Black Widow?
Black Widow. Um, there like it just if it just felt like it was just it didn't do for me what I want from a Marvel movie,
hmm
honestly.
hmm
I'm a huge Taskmaster fan in the
Oh,
comics.
yeah.
So, like it definitely like they didn't do the Taskmaster justice, and this is not me complaining that they made Taskmaster spoiler, spoiler,
Yeah.
spoiler. Taskmaster is a female. Taskmaster is a female in Black Widow. I don't care about that. I don't care that they gender swapped the character.
hmm
They the costume was nowhere near comic book accurate, and I didn't like it.
hmm
Um, we still don't know how she has the power to mimic, if it's a natural thing, if it is her
The
suit,
chip on her neck.
or if it's the chip. Um, if it's a natural thing, please tell us so that we
hmm
can like at least be okay with that portion of
hmm
Taskmaster being real. Um, but yeah, it just felt very robotic and didn't feel very Taskmaster like.
hmm
So that was very anticlimactic for me. And the fight, I mean, we got a round four coming. Like both of these guys are wanting to go at each other. Dustin for
Yeah.
like not necessarily revenge, but just to like shut McGregor up. Like
Yeah.
McGregor, like at the end of the fight, was like, "Yo, I'm in your wife's DM. Like your wife's
And
in my
he
DMs."
said, "Your wife's in my DMs."
Yeah,
Yeah. No, he's like,
and
your wife's in my DMs.
yeah, and also he's like saying like, "Oh, I was gonna kill him." Like he's
Yeah.
not gonna like he's gonna be
He's
leaving
like,
in a coffin.
He's like, this man's gonna, what did he say
I
pre-fight? He
don't
said,
know exactly.
he said, this man's gonna go off on a stretcher.
Yeah, and
uh,
lo and behold, karma is a
it went
bee,
the other
and
way.
it went the other way on him.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that fight was really worth watching.
Yeah.
Gosh,
That's
uh,
funny.
have you rewatched Black Widow yet?
Mm-mm.
I have.
I'm I'm gonna rewatch it on my big screen, like on my TV. But you know what's funny? I actually have like little receptors in me that want me to watch it. So
Yeah,
that's something that's a good thing
it gets
because there's
better on
some
rewatch. It got a lot better for me on rewatch.
yeah,
Initially, I had it like a 7.5. I
yeah.
think it got up to almost an 8 on a rewatch.
Mm,
Because when I was rewatching it, I wasn't rewatching it to be upset with Taskmaster. I wasn't rewatching it
mhm,
to like be upset with the pacing of the movie. I was rewatching it just to watch like to just rewatch it in general, since I didn't have
mhm,
to moderate on chat, and I picked up a lot of new things, and it went up a point for me.
mhm,
Um, it still is in that C tier, maybe high C tier for me. If we're going off my same tier list as last time,
mm.
um, it still is within those origin stories, but it definitely jumped up from where I had it
Gotcha.
last time.
Um, yeah. So to that point about wanting to watch Black Widow again, you're right. Like on my end, I have no desire to watch it to like crap on it to like big up it. I just have an urge to watch it again. Like I'm thinking about the Taskmaster versus Natasha the first time they see each other scene, and like I have the urge to watch that. I have the urge to see Florence Pugh. I have the urge
I mean, who
to
doesn't?
I know, right? I have the urge to see Scarlett Johansson. All these things, but I want to watch it for the like for pretty good reasons, which is again a great vibe check, if that makes sense. But yeah, Jesse Pinkman says theaters are closed in India, Brazil, and China, so maybe that's why Disney Plus made uh was a success. Agree. Again, the Disney Plus aspect side to it was totally a win. Hugo Romero says, "Yo, what's up, Hugo Romero? That's a dope icon, by the way, right here. That looks super sick. That
Also,
colorway, man.
do you know if those Disney Plus numbers are just the US or are those worldwide Disney Plus numbers?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's a great question. I'm pretty sure they're going U.S. Or actually, I don't know because I know box office. Here, how about this? Let's maybe read the article and see.
It's looking
Uh,
like it's just the US.
yeah, because it would make sense as to why they'd only talk about the U.S. is because the number right up here at the headline it says 80 million takes new pandemic record with 80 million, but that 80 million is for the US. If you
Yeah.
guys want to know what it made worldwide, it actually made worldwide $320 million, which again is a third of a billion.
Which is also the biggest movie since Rise of Skywalker.
Yep, yep. Rise of Skywalker was the last $1 billion movie. And don't get me started. Rise of Skywalker should have been a 2.85 billion movie. like that finale in that sequel trilogy should have hit that type of number. But whatever. We'll talk about that some other time. The Emperor Palpatine would not have said good. He would not have said that. But Ben Tolson's in the house, says saw it in theater. It's funny how the big screen experience colors your experience. Love that like word that you used to describe that. Ben also says got emotional hearing the Marvel intro theme in Dolby surround sound.
That's gonna be
Seriously,
that's gonna be me when I go and see it in theaters.
yeah,
I'm probably gonna cry, and that's the only time I'm ever gonna cry. Like
yeah.
hearing that in theaters again,
Yeah.
like
I'm hearing it right now in my head. Dun 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 dun. Oh man. Dun 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 dun
that's
dun
gonna
dun
copyrighted.
dun dun dun. Willie says, I've seen it 3 times. I can't get over these non-action dialogue scenes. Yes. So again, Taskmaster William and just everybody no, not Taskmaster.
Yes, Taskmaster. Give Taskmaster a movie. No,
Yeah, yeah. Put Taskmaster in a different property. Would love to see it. Winter Soldier, her, that'd be pretty cool. And then
that'd be
also,
awesome.
um, Red Guardian stole the show as well. On top, so Florence. Wow, thinking about it, Florence Pugh and the Red Guardian, aka David Harbour, stole to me the show in that series. And Dreykov, like I saw this in another stream the other day, and I think it was comicbook.com, and they were talking about how Dreykov, the villain, right, the antagonist in this film, is one of those villains that's like you don't even that's not a villain you get a poster of or anything. Like that's a bad villain, but it was played so greatly by I can't remember the actor's name right now, but
Ray
by the actor that
Winston.
did it. What is it?
Ray Winston.
Ray Winston is so good in everything he does. In one of my favorite movies of all time, The Departed, he plays the Frenchman. Um, so good. He's like, I don't know if you guys have seen him. But so he's like that guy right there. You see him? Now that's no, that's a guy. What does he say? He says something like that. Now that's a guy you can't hit. No, I'm butchering it right now, but
I
it's
only
such a
know
good line. It's so sick. So he's like, I'm gonna make a fucking ruling on this right now. You don't fucking hit him. So good. But anyways,
yes, bro.
I do want to say, Pyro Health says free Taskmaster. Yes, give us more Taskmaster is my hashtag.
I want to see Taskmaster like evolve into closer to what the comic book character does, which is
Yeah.
train the U.S. agent.
Hmm.
I would love to see, um, like Yelena like get Taskmaster in
Hmm.
on the Hawkeye series, and
Yeah.
then have Taskmaster train U.S. agent to be better with the shield than he already was, and to be a better assassin than he already was,
Hmm.
because
Well,
that's something that he's not the best at. I mean, other than a public execution, like we haven't really seen him be a good assassin, but that's who U.S.
wow, that
agent is.
execution though, man. That I'm thinking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier days, and I remember the first time we saw that, that was insane. Oh my god, the shots, crazy.
There's no blood on that, and there won't be.
Ray Winstone was perfect casting. The whole cast was amazing. Yes, I loved it. And I know someone that's not getting as much, or at least in my ecosystem of like where I'm watching, Melina, and I can't remember her name, but
Iron
Melina,
Maiden.
she
Iron
was
Maiden.
she was awesome. So she definitely deserves her kudos. Love it. I love the dynamic between the family, right? Between Yelena, Melina, Natasha, and Red
Rachel Wine.
Guardian. Very, very cool. And especially I really liked now that I'm appreciating more, right? Because one thing I have seen since then was the intro again. I saw the intro because I was trying to watch the Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Mhm.
So the intro though, seeing them when they were younger and as a family was very interesting as to how they started the movie. Again, it felt very Russian spy like, so they hit it on the dot. Jesse Pinkman says, "Do you think we will get more of Natasha and Yelena backstory in Hawkeye series?" I personally don't think Natasha will move forward with the MC and she said it that she's done with the MCU, kind of like how Chris Evans and Robert Downey are. She's one of the big characters to officially kind of end. But as far as Yelena, yes, I think eventually Yelena may even get I don't know about her own series, but that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say she could potentially get her own type of
She
project.
can frontline her own project.
Yeah,
That would be cool to see.
yeah.
I
She's either gonna frontline the project or she's gonna frontline or headline Dark Avengers, headline
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Like
Yeah, she's gonna be like the one of the leaders, if not the
mhm,
leader.
mhm,
Um, just based off of her relationship with Val.
yeah.
Um, I do think that we're gonna get mention we have to get mention of Natasha in
Mhm.
Hawkeye. Like they have to talk about her. The other thing that I've been pondering is Hawkeye the target to be killed, or is he the target to be recruited?
I think Val has bigger intentions that she's not sharing with Yelena at first. I think she wants to track down Hawkeye first, and I think that requires a different mindset in a soldier or in a whoever you're contracting. And so I think once they locate them and then there's probably going to be some sort of climactic battle and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, right before Yelena is going to pull the trigger or something, Val walks in and and like says, "Okay, stop. Like we're not here to kill him. We're here to use him, recruit him." At least that's what I think.
I would love that. I mean, I think that Jeremy Renner will no longer be in the MCU. I mean, I don't want to say that, but I don't think that he's going to be in the MCU for much longer.
Jeremy
Especially,
Renner.
yeah, Hawkeye's actor.
Hmm.
I think that I think that Hawkeye might be his last project, but um, again, it all depends on like
I think you're on the right track. I think Jeremy Renner because even his character within the movie, um, within the movies, right? Like Age of Ultron, we've seen like that word or like that sense of retirement around him and his character.
he's gonna. This
And
is gonna be like his retirement. I think.
yeah.
Um,
Um
he might become that mentor for the Thunderbolts because of what he
mhm,
did as Ronin.
Mm,
which I would love to see. Like,
yeah.
even if it's just a cameo in like a Thunderbolts movie or whatever, like they just get him back for like a scene or two,
Yeah.
just showing him training them and like showing them like how to be an assassin and stuff. Like that would be sick.
Mhm. It would be sick. Right now, like, that's the thing is, like, to actually call it, I actually can't call it yet because
None of
I
us
can
can.
see it go I can see it going both ways. Like, I don't have, like, a necessarily, like, an inkling either way. Usually, I kinda do, but with Jeremy Renner, it's actually interesting. I don't know because I can't tell where he's at in his career. I can't tell, like, because again, Chris Evans, I think, decided to leave the role because he's ready for new adventures. I don't know about Jeremy Renner. I would love to go, you know, start looking at interviews he's done recently or, pre-pandemic or whatever and see like how excited he is about the MCU. Or actually, Billy 24/8 says Black Widows are trained in mind wash just like Winter Soldiers. Black Widows remind me so much of Winter Soldiers because there are multiple Black Widows and Winter Soldiers and other stuff. Um, quick question. Yeah, no, no. I was gonna say, are all Winter Soldiers male? But no, no, no,
No, there was
no.
one
It's just
female.
super serum. It's just serum. Whoever gets it. Lo says over the weekend I learned that the actress that played young Nat is Mila Jovovich's daughter. And if you guys don't know who Mila Jovovich is, that is a Resident Evil. Resident Evil, the person that plays the Resident Evil protagonist is Mila Jovovich, but young Nat. But so the Lowe's pointing this out though. If you look, how about this? I'll pull it up. Here, just so you guys can see the face, and then picture the actress that was in Black Widow. Here we go. So you guys see Mila Jovovich, right? Now, the young Nat that was played that was in Black Widow looks just like her. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah. So William says, "Do y'all think that Val is lying to Yelena about Hawkeye killing her sister, or is she just misinformed?" Now, this is something we brought
Both.
up the other day. Um, I personally think I started thinking about that, right? I think that it's actually she's lying. I don't necessarily think that she's misinformed. I think that she's lying because that would support my theory about her doing what I assume is going to happen in the Hawkeye series, which is they need to locate Hawkeye or they need to confront him of sorts. And then right before Yelena really like does something irreparable, Val walks out of the shadows and says, "Stop." I need him. I don't know. That's what I think. So hence that would lend me to believe more that Val is lying to Yelena in the post credit scene of Black Widow. Anthony says, Rick, I'm making a bold prediction. Yelena is Nat's replacement in the Avengers. She's not going to be a part of either the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers. She's going to be a superhero in the MCU. While I totally hear where you're coming from. The only reason why I don't see that is because that wouldn't necessarily be necessary. Like, it wouldn't be necessary to replace Natasha within the Avengers because now the Avengers are changing fundamentally. They are no longer going to be the Avengers of old, and what I mean by that is the team is going to consist of, I think, more extravagantly gifted individuals versus the grounded heroes. I think that we're gonna get within series or movies such as Young Avengers,
Dark
um,
Avengers,
Dark
Thunderbolts.
Avengers,
Like,
Thunderbolts.
there's so many different things that
Yeah,
I really like. I don't like I said, like the Avengers. Like you have Doctor Strange, you have Captain Marvel, you have like
yeah,
all these like A-list people, so to say, and then you have Yelena with her cross guard, with her cross
yeah,
like stabby things. I don't know. Um, I don't see a place like as much as I want to see her on the Avengers. I don't see a place for her fitting into the current roster.
yeah.
Whereas I definitely see her taking a major role in a assassins Avenger
Mhm.
uh climate area. So like Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts, whatever they become, like I see her really being like a huge proponent in that because of her
Mhm.
widow training and just because of who she is.
Yeah. Um so yeah, Anthony, that's our prediction. Obviously the great thing is that we'll be able to come back to this video one day and we'll
And
be able
say
to
we're
see
wrong.
if yeah, if Anthony, you were right, we're gonna give you all the kudos and for sure you said it here first on Filmtopia. Ben Tolson says the fifth element forever. Let's go. Ulysses says Filmtopia, and I think he wants. Hey, I'm not gonna mess this one up. I'm not gonna mess this one up. I've learned. I've learned. Here we go. There we go. Ulysses Filmtopia.
That was the clapping.
Stop, bro. Cheers.
Hey, better
It's
than me saying it's the harp.
it's Pyro Hell says General Ross is sick. The Red Hulk is coming. Yeah, I think that's an inevitable like conclusion or just an inevitable happening within the MCU. So William says Rick has that eye of Agamotto been there this whole time? It's pretty cool. Yes. It's funny because it's so subtle, but yes, it's been here this whole time. Literally, I think it's been here since the start of Loki. I got this, dude. This thing was like it was like $10 on Amazon or something. So I was like, oh sure, I was gonna wear it as an actual necklace. The thing was, the necklace is just too short. Like it didn't look good. So I'm like, you know what? I want this in here, and it's worked each time. Someone said or I've said something crazy or just something that we
Doesn't
want to
belong.
we want to undo. And so, like for example, Jonah,
I'm not gonna
say
say anything
say
bad. That's not who I
say
am.
no, check this out. Say DC's doing a better job than the MCU. Just say that.
All right, DC is definitely doing a better job than the NCU right now.
Whoa, 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 Jonah, hold on. Here, let me use the time stone really quick and my gauntlet and let's turn that back. Let's turn that back. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's never been said on
What happened?
Filmtopia. Oh no, nothing. Don't worry about it. So Billy248 says, I'm sad that General Ross wasn't that big of a character in the Black Widow movie. Yeah, no, I know Jonah for sure. Or no. The chat also said that they wanted more of that. Uh, they wanted to see that because again, it would lead to what is inevitable. Rhoda, by the way, Rhoda, I just saw that you subscribed, so thank you so much, and we're gonna welcome you the right way, and that is welcome, Rhoda, to Filmtopia.
Vibes.
Vibes, perfect. Let's see. Oh wait, but I didn't read your question. So it says, "Do you think Loki is behind the TVA? That would be a plot twist." Rhoda, I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Um, we have a few things going on. We have Filmtopia live in the morning, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically, this show tomorrow in the morning, and then also at night we have the live stream Loki watch party, which we're pretty famous for now.
Getting
and
there.
the reason why is because there's just so much fun. So many people show up, and we do a bunch of giveaways. And tomorrow we are dressing up as Marvel characters. So make sure to dress up and we will get you on screen and you'll be able to chat with us for a bit and show the world what you're rocking. But to answer your question about Loki being behind the TVA, I'm just going to call it right now. Yes, I think some version of Loki is in that castle we saw at the very, very end. Is it Thorky? Is it Thoki? Is it King Loki? Is it Roki? Me? Is it, we're not sure
Yes.
yet. We're gonna have to
Yes.
find out.
Somehow
Disney, don't
randomly, Disney
yeah.
hired you and casted
Di-
you
hey,
for
Disney, don't
very
come after me for that NDA. I just it was an accident. I spilled it right now. Billy doesn't think so as far as Rhoda. I think so. I'm going with that now because it's just starting to, you know, what I thought last night that was just the most random thought. Um, who I thought might be behind all this.
Let's hear it.
It was just random, but I was like, what if like um all right, and I just said it actually. What if it's some version of like Thor Loki, but it's played by Chris Hemsworth. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, that would be the most that would break the
The heck?
internet. That would break the internet, but it would just be so poetic to see like it all culminate to like Thor not beating him per se, but like being always being like
The
better
better.
than him, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So I don't know. Throwing that out there right now, just in case it happens, that would be crazy, but just putting it out there. Let's see. Anthony says, Rick, for me, the superhero version of the Avengers are going to have multiple versions of it. They're going to have a grounded, a supernatural, and a multiverse. Yes. So I believe you said this last time, which is a great point. They're going to have, but that's the thing. I think one slight variation as to what you're saying is I think the grounded version is the Young Avengers. I think the supernatural version is like the Doctor Stranges, the people we see right now, and then the multiversal one is, it explains itself. The multiverse, so it could be a Tom Cruise Iron Man, it could be, but they're in a different universe. But the 616 Earth, right? That crew, I believe is the supernatural beings. Indian Sanik says, hope you get to 1K soon. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Indian Sanik. Let's get to 1K. I don't even know what we're at right now.
800.
We're at 800.
I
What a
think.
beautiful number, man. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say it. Oh, we're at 802. Shout out to you
Yeah.
guys. Shout out to all of you. We are at 802, which is awesome. Loki watch party tomorrow, right? Yes, Los. Yes. By tonight or by today, I will post that link, and you could either come back to this video and it'll be the top one on the description box below. But regardless, you will be able to find it anywhere on my channel. I'll have it posted. I'll have it pinned. Tomorrow during Filmtopia Live, it'll be the first comment, the first thing. And then also, what else? And then, yeah, just going to be promoting the heck out of it.
Dress
Really
up
excited about it. And
in your
dress
Marvel
up.
costume
Dress
and
up.
yeah. Did you see what I sent you over Discord just now?
No. Let me see.
You're gonna like it.
How do I do this?
Well, while he's looking for that, as a reminder, join our Discord. Links in the description. We're gonna be talking about Loki and stuff. We have so many different channels over there that we'll talk about like Loki and Star Wars and just everything to do with Marvel and everything else. So just go join the Discord down below if you
Yeah,
want to
join
talk
the
to us about
Discord.
more Marvel after this.
And honestly, guys, like it's so cool because the Discord is growing. Um, it's funny when you're trying to like grow a channel or just all these things like for me at least it's hard to ask, oh, go do this, go do that, go do this, but at the end of the day, like I realize it's for the betterment of your experience. So like that's why it feels natural for me to just say like check out the Discord and check out the Instagram because they all lead to Filmtopia. But how about this, let's go ahead and show the thing Jonah sent us, right? um Jonas showed us. Hold on. All right. Check this out, guys. Shang-Chi, the
This
Legend of the
was
Ten Ring.
this was
That
spoiled
is
while we were talking, so I
th-
just was like, oh, well, that's new.
so was this on Twitter? Like
On Twitter, it's from Lego,
it's from Lego.
an hour
Got
ago.
you.
So yeah.
Well, what about this, Jonah? And everybody out there, right? Thank you so much for being here. I know Filmtopia Live is growing little by little, but while we're still intimate, while we're still able to like really read every single chat, interact with everybody in the comments, what I want to start doing within Filmtopia Live is giving previews and like kind of like exclusive things because you guys really ride being here, right? Like
I mean, like
it.
we did with Black Widow with the giveaway.
Exactly. Well, here's a little sneak peek into what's to come in the coming months, and this is courtesy of Felipe. Ricky Chi in the Filmtopia channel.
That is sick.
Dude, it's actually yeah.
That is so
I was like,
sick.
bro, when he said this, I was like, man, this is so dope. But this is just a
So sick.
quick little preview into what's to come. I really want to, double down on, that's why this stuff is so fun because this is what we get to do, man. We get to make stuff like this. We get to again pretend we're a part of the movie. Not even pretend, man. That's not pretend. That's real.
I mean, you gotta
In
get the
my universe,
costume. You gotta get the
yeah,
costume now.
in our multiverse, this is, and then me working out and stuff. Freaking one day, I'm gonna be able to really rock that. So it's all fun and games, and I want to do this for so many other shows. I want to do this for everything. And yeah, that's just kind of what Filmtopia is about is
So
being
sick.
able to to relish in movies and not be ashamed about it, not be embarrassed about it, but instead be super excited about it. And I know that with stuff like this, we're really gonna do that. But with that said, Ulysses says it's Captain Filmtopia all along. It's Captain Filmtopia all along.
Nah, he's Iron Man.
Man, I'm like, yeah, I'm a bunch of things.
Nah, but
Anthony Manzano,
trust
but
me.
we got Cap right here with me. I think it'll be the version of Thor Loki that's played by Liam Hemsworth, not Chris. That'd be crazy. I'm telling you, man. Like
I
a
think we've
Thor.
already gotten our Chris Hemsworth cameo, unfortunately, as
Yeah, that's
Throg.
true. That's true.
Um, Fun fact, he did play Throg. So that might have been our big cameo of
Wow, that's
Loki.
funny. And did you
Uh,
guys hear, by the way? Did you guys hear about Throg having a bigger scene within episode 5? And the hashtag that we got to start is called
the
release the
Throg.
Throg cut. Apparently Throg was gonna slap around or something, our Loki. And apparently it just didn't fit pacing wise. It was too much of a distraction per se. Like it was too much, it was too funny,
It
and it
pulled you
was
out of
just
the moment too much.
exactly. It was gonna pull you out, and unfortunate. But because they did the Zemo cut, right? They released the Zemo cut. You never know, man. That's just more eyeballs. Disney, do it. I will pay. Oh man. Jimmy Lopez, he is in the house. Jimmy Lopez, he is one of our awesome giveaway winners from the other night. Says, "Yo, what up, bro? What up, Jimmy? Thank you so much for stopping by and checking in. Super glad you got your giveaway. So, as you guys know, we do giveaways, but one thing I'm learning is the shipping, right? The shipping side of everything, and it's all a process. So, it would make more sense, for example, let's say I'm giving away a Falcon Winter Soldier shirt. I pull it up, and that's what I am giving away. But if for whatever reason you just want to get it faster or you just want to order it yourself, we just swap it for an Amazon gift card, and it's the same thing. Basically, I buy a gift card that's the same amount as the shirt, and then hopefully you can use it for anything. But I hope you use it for the Marvel shirt that would have been shipped to you. But use it in any form you like. It's the giveaway. You won it. So that's the most exciting part. So yeah, that's how the giveaways kind of work. If I can send you the actual thing, I'll do it. If not, if you prefer a gift card, that's what I send you instead. And those get there like that. Lowe says, I hope we get Kang or a bigger bad at the end of the show tomorrow. The villain turnout on the Disney Plus shows has been a little lackluster. I like you saying that, Lowe's, because I think that's yeah, that's a great word. They've been lackluster when you accumulate everything that's gone on within the show. Um or just all the hype and speculation that we've put on ourselves, that we've continued to propagate. So it's a little self-infliction, but at the same time, they kind of make us believe, man. I
I
mean,
mean,
the
yeah.
Blues Clues for King is off the charts. I think it's more than Mephisto at this point.
It
And
well,
more like valid.
Mephisto was literally just because people were like, oh, like this is kind of what happened in the comics. Like it
Yeah.
was on such a like such a far leap for Mephisto, but then
Mhm.
it caught so much fire that everyone was just searching for like Mephisto clues. But this
Yeah.
has literally been like Kang, 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 Kang. I don't think we're gonna get Kang as like our main villain. I do think it was gonna be it's a version of Loki. This show has been about Loki the entire time, about becoming the best version of yourself.
Mm.
And Loki's gonna have to face himself in order to become the best version of himself.
Yeah.
We will probably get Kang if we do at all. It'll be through enchantment.
Mhm.
That's what I've been saying for a few weeks now. Just because it makes more sense with how the show is going. I don't think that they're gonna want to bring Jonathan Majors in too soon, but at
Yeah.
the same time, they they've thrown so many Kang things in our
So,
face. It's kind of
not
hard
and
to.
then that, right? But then you couple that with all the again, Blue's Clues of Kang, Kang Enterprises, all these things. But then you couple that with little nuggets such as the Ant-Man and the Wasp, no, Ant-Man's Yellow
The
Jacket.
Yellow Jacket, yeah, the
Yellow
Yellow Jacket.
Jacket helmet, which again ties into Jonathan Majors being cast in Ant-Man Quantumania, which is filming right now.
And also Yellow Jacket's returning in that movie,
Yep.
confirmed over
Oh,
this past weekend as well.
yep.
Um,
Variety.
so that is another huge connection to Kang,
Yep.
with him now being confirmed in that film.
Yep. And that's why I think if we do see Jonathan Majors in the finale, the episode, it will be in a Thanos like post credit, mid credit scene. I don't expect it to be actually in the episode. Maybe within the episode you'll get the reference, like the basically clear cut, we're 99% there reference. But yeah, very interesting to see. Moa says it was Loki all along. Rick Chi, yeah, Rick Chi. Rick Chi. I love it. Anthony says, Rick and Jonah, speaking of Liam Hemsworth, what superhero or villain would you like to see him play in the MCU? So one thing about that is, you know what I would actually kind of
There's only
like?
one option. There's only one option. If you say a different one, I'm gonna be upset.
What's yours?
No, you go first.
No, I was gonna say, no, well, mine was a multiversal Thor. I think that would be kind of cool in terms of like you know what I mean? Like the brother got the role. That would be kind of cool. You swap the brothers. But who do you got?
Hercules.
Hercules.
It's the only right answer. Because you already have that brotherly connection between
Mm,
Thor and Hercules in the comics. They're
yeah,
very much like they're best friends in the comics.
yeah.
Um, so I just think it would be really cool to see Liam Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth play the
Mhm.
two gods of the MCU, the two sons
Brother.
of gods of the MCU.
Yeah, that would be pretty tight. Not gonna lie. So Anthony, let us know what yours is. Who do you want Hemsworth to play in the MCU? Jesse says Marvel confirmed that we will get more of Iron Man's story and Armor Wars. I mean, I would think that's a must. As far as like just referencing in just some way, Iron Man in Armor Wars is a must. I don't think Downey Jr. is coming back in a physical form at all. Maybe a recording, if
Maybe an
that.
AI version of him.
Maybe an AI. But one thing that does lead me to believe that that might not even happen either is the fact that he's not voicing his what if character.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I
other
mean? So
thing.
because he's not voicing his what if character, that tells me it's like he wanted to leave off on a swan song, and that was it was Endgame, but he also was in Far From. Wait, no.
No, he was dead
He
and far
was
from home.
referenced in Far From Home, like
Yep,
the whole thing about him being dead and all that stuff.
eat
I
it.
was thinking Homecoming when he's on the rooftop with Peter and he takes the suit away.
You don't deserve that suit.
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Lowe says maybe like a post-credit Kang scene, a la Thanos when he was on the floating chair at the end of the Avengers. Yes, that's exactly what my prediction is. I know I've said that within the watch parties where I think he's gonna have one of those entrances where it's like, okay, he puts on the gauntlet and he's
Fine,
like,
I'll do it myself.
yeah, fine, I'll do it myself. But yes, the floating chair thing is much more
I that is
comparable.
also very Kang too.
Yeah.
Kang is like one of Kang's things is that he sits on his throne and like his throne is like magical and stuff and it will do like whatever he
Yeah.
wants it to do. So that's
Yeah.
one of the I don't know what version of Kang we're gonna get. Like this is gonna be like a whole new version from like comics and from it's gonna combine all the comics, all the TV shows and everything of Kang
Yeah.
into this like amazing character that we're getting.
Gonna be very interesting, man. Gonna be very, very interesting. I want to and really quick, guys. We're heading towards the end of the show today. Today's a shorter one. Um, but in the chats, I want you guys to go ahead and do two things. Leave me your rating for Black Widow. Now that we've had a weekend to digest it, a few times to watch it, I want to hear your guys's 1 out of 10, 10 being the greatest, the best. Let me know your rating of Black Widow, the final rating before we maybe move on from it. I'm very curious to see. I know here between me and Jonah, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.3. A 7.3 for me.
The rewatch
I've
will bring
watched
that
it
up.
once.
The rewatch will bring that up.
Yeah, so hopefully that's my hope, right? I hope it does. Now, Jonah, what are you at?
I'm at an 8, maybe just under an 8.
Mhm,
Um, that was after rewatching it once.
mhm,
Um, I probably won't rewatch it more than 1 or 2 more times on especially on Disney Plus.
mhm.
But the theater experience always brings a whole 'nother thing to the party.
That yeah, that's
Um,
why I think my 7.3 by the end of this, right? I think I'll end up like at a 8.1.
I can
If the theater
yeah.
experience really goes how I expect it to, and seeing that Taskmaster versus Natasha scene, I'm probably gonna bump it up. But
My
until then,
thing
it's a 7.3.
for me, the highest I think it'll get for me is an 8.3.
Mhm.
Um, but that's just if, like you said, like for me, like if the music like sounds as good as it does, like with Dolby
Yeah,
sound and everything, and like if like the like if just the surround sound and everything just like completes it for me.
yeah. Well, in the chat, we've got William putting it at 8.5 out of 10. Nice. I love that. Pyro Hell's got it at 7.6. Okay.
So
Nice,
in between
nice.
us,
Yeah. Billy says 8.5 out of 10 and an 8.5 because of the post-credit scene. Okay. That's a cool way to justify it. William says there aren't many Marvel Studios properties I'd put under an 8. And then this is a great question. I actually want to know this, William, and we'll give you ours too. Um, Ulysses says, what properties do you give underneath an 8? Just off the top of your head, Jonah, what do you got? Do you got any under 8? Because Will
yeah,
makes a great point in the sense of, yeah, there's a lot of properties I would not put under 8. Like
there's
they're that
only
enjoyable,
2 or
they're that good.
3 that I would put under an 8.
I'll let you go first.
Hulk,
Okay.
Captain Marvel,
Hmm.
and see before Loki, Dark World would have been down there.
I was just gonna say that.
But with Loki, Dark World has gone up in my books.
Yeah.
Um, gosh, what else is at the bottom for me? Iron Man 3,
Okay.
just under an 8,
Yeah.
just under an 8, like a 7.8 for Iron Man 3. But like, yeah, I mean, rounding that puts it at an 8, but
Hmm.
it's
I
just under it for me.
I would say my the movies I would put underneath an 8 would be oh man. Okay, so Iron Man 3 for one. That's one. Um Thor 2, it's like at a 7.9 for me. It definitely though boosted with Loki. Like with everything in Loki, it definitely boosted. I would say what else? What else? Uh Captain Marvel is the other one. Hulk, but it's Hulk, and that was super long ago. Uh, what else? What else? I know there's one more, or is that it? Let's see. Yeah, I think those are it. Thor 2, Captain Marvel, Hulk, and Iron Man 3.
I mean,
I feel like I'm missing one, bro.
some people will put Black Widow down there. You currently have
Oh,
Black
well,
Widow down there.
yeah, right? There you go.
I'm trying to think of what else people would have down there.
What's the here? Marvel. I feel like I'm missing one. Marvel movies. Let's see. The dark side of the force. Okay, I'm looking at them. Captain America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man 2.
Some people might have Ant-Man and the Wasp down there. Just
Nah, dude, not me.
I know, not you, not me either. But I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that was some people. Some people really didn't like that movie.
You know,
Um,
one that I could see being a 7 point something is Age of Ultron. Um, I can see it being that. While I like it, I can see people thinking Age of Ultron is somewhere in the 7 range. But I don't think that. I'm just putting that out there. Here, really quick. Oh yeah, people are commenting. Um, oh, Gabriel says on a side note, as a send off to an OG Avenger. By the way, shout out to Gabriel for being here. Thank you. It just doesn't fill that void in my heart. A 6.5. You know, there is a little bit. There is some of that for me. That send off, right? That word send off. There's something missing. I think when she gets arrested or whatever at the end of the like when she lets her people, her family go, tells
they
them to
kind of
take off.
just dropped off into nowhere. I didn't
And
like
then they
that.
do the 2 weeks thing. That's, I think, where my biggest void is of the whole movie is that 2 week gap. And then she's blonde. And then, you know what I mean? I think there could have been something there and there might have been something there.
There should have been.
Hasuman says hello. What's up, Hasuman? Thank you for being here. Oh, William, we got his list. I'd put Thor 2, Captain Marvel, Hulk under 8. Perfect. That's, I think, that's
I
what we said. And then
I
we
like
threw in
Thor.
Iron Man
I like
3.
Thor too. I like
Yeah.
Thor too. It's just above an 8 for me
Yeah.
at
Go
this.
rewatch it, William. Now that you've seen or you're watching Loki, go rewatch Thor 2 because I did it and it really went up. It
On
trust me,
top of that,
Loki. Uh-huh.
on top of that, like all the powers you see that Loki using
Yeah.
are Prime Loki using.
Mhm.
Our variant Loki has those powers too.
Yeah.
So it just adds like these whole like new mind games as to like what we might see in the finale of
You
Loki.
you know what else boosted Thor 2 was Thor 3
Yes.
because so you add Loki and Thor 3 because Thor 3 when you see, when we get the play, right? The play of Loki dying and the build a statue for me, brother. Like I'm telling you, go watch Thor 2. It's so much better now. Jesse says 8.7 out of 10 for Black Widow. Nice, nice. I like that. Um Gabriel actually changes it to a 7 because I really do like the spy elements. Yes. So again, I'm at a 7.3 currently. When I watch it one more time and it will be in theaters with all the juices, all the freaking everything, I think it's going to bump up to maybe, that 8 range. House of Man says here's our daily though, our daily Toby and Andrew. Toby and Andrew confirmed question mark question mark question mark in No Way Home. Hey, I'm right there with you. I can't say yes, I can't say no. But I will say they've said no, but that could mean yes.
But they've also been shown in New York together.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, just wait for the trailer.
That and Toby Maguire returned to acting.
Yeah.
Like
I would just wait for a trailer. Like every day we could ask, were they confirmed? Were they confirmed? Wait for a
mhm,
trailer, see what they show us in a trailer. Then then the pestering question of are they confirmed or are they not confirmed?
mhm.
Because who knows what we're gonna get as far as a trailer.
Jesse Pinkman says, "Do you think Captain Marvel is an overrated movie?" I don't think it's an overrated movie. I think it's rated how it should be. Does that make sense? So within my ecosystem, I feel that not it's not the most popular movie. So hence, that's why I'm saying it's not overrated and it's not underrated. Like I think it's properly rated where it's supposed to be. There's elements of it that are cool, but I just think that it's right where it needs to be, and that's towards the bottom tier of the MCU totem pole. You have anything to say about that, Jonah?
I think that some people overrate Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
I like. There's nothing wrong with
Really
Captain
quick,
Marvel.
I know you were gonna say something, but this just came into my mind, and maybe this you could add to this, which is, do you think Captain Marvel just came out at the wrong time? Where
Yes,
I'm
I was
thinking about it
literally
right
about to say
now,
that. I was just
Black
about to say that.
go ahead and say it.
I was literally just about to say, I think that I was about to ask you too, like,
Uh-huh.
would you had rather seen Black Widow,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
in that spot?
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like, how much more gut-wrenching would Endgame have been had we seen this in between Infinity War and Endgame?
Yeah.
Like, I just I think that's a missed opportunity,
Yeah.
personally. I think that they should have released both of those movies in between the 2.
Yeah.
Um, but again, like, it's just so hard to, like, say Captain Marvel's overrated because so many people have it rated so badly.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't think it's overrated. I think that it is very much um, like it's rated correctly, which
Mhm.
is like a 6 or 7 for most people.
Mhm.
Um, and I really think that, and this is nothing against the actors or anything. Um, it was bad timing for it to come out. It was not the not the best like whole um environment for it to be in.
Yeah.
It made Carol Danvers into a cocky I can do whatever I want kind of person,
Mhm.
which I don't like about Carol.
Mhm.
I've never been like a great fan of Captain Marvel because she's Superman essentially, and she is invincible, and I
Mhm.
don't like characters that don't have weaknesses,
Mhm.
um, because they can't
Like,
grow.
yeah, she's in a different tier.
Well, yeah, that, and she can't grow from where from where she is. She's already reached Nova level in the first like hour and a half of the movie. She went Nova. Like, there's nothing else to do from there with her character.
Hey, maybe Kylo Ren went into her mind, and then that's how she downloaded all the all the all her force abilities. Oh, man. Justice for Rey. Justice for, Rey Skywalker.
Rewrite the sequels. No,
Yeah.
I won't go into that today.
No, it's okay. One thing is Jonas says, I love the whole Tony Stark. This is for Iron Man
William,
3. I love the whole Tony Stark PTSD and him predicting Thanos. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie, is especially like the predicting of Thanos. I think that was the purpose of the movie, I think. To
yeah,
then pay off in Infinity War and in Endgame, like he saw this coming. No one listened. Uh, Anthony says, Rick, my perfect casting for Liam Hemsworth in the MCU is Jonah Hex. Wow, that's an interesting one, man. That's crazy. Still haven't even thought of Ghost Rider. Still haven't thought of like that side of like of Marvel. Very interesting. Dang, dude, they've got
I just feel like it'd be so hard to top Josh Brolin though.
yeah.
Like, you got to compare them to that, and that.
Dude, Josh Brolin is so sick. So sick. If any of you guys need to watch, you guys need to watch Sicario. You guys need to watch No Country for Old Men. Jeez, man. Let's see. Oh, so Billy says Captain Marvel isn't overrated in their opinion. Let's see. William recommends for us to rewatch Captain Marvel. He did, and so it went up in his ratings. I'm gonna have to rewatch it now that you know that we have WandaVision, that the scrolls are everywhere, Far From Home, all these things. Like, I, I I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it. And I'll come back.
I've rewatched it recently, and it lowered my rating.
Hmm. Oh, here's talking about. So right now we're kind of talking about how things are going up. That's kind of cool. How you can own properties like that and then make something else that props up the other one. That's pretty
Not
cool.
so many people liked.
Yeah.
Not
Or
before
even if you liked it, it went even higher.
that. Mhm.
Low says the more I watch Age of Ultron, the more it grows on me, especially after. So that's what happened to me. That's why it's no longer a 7-ish, like it's in the 8s, because it definitely grew on me, especially with where we ended up with the Infinity Saga, with everything and everything, and then seeing WandaVision, as you said, definitely went up. By the way, everybody, if you're enjoying yourself, make sure to hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Join the Filmtopia family. So cool.
And we'll vibe out.
Yeah, we'll vibe out. Ulysses says Jonah's face when Rick said Age of Ultron. I saw it. I saw it because
I love
because
that movie.
I remember when I said it earlier, I was like, I know I got to say this fast and get to the point because Jonah's going to think that I said it's a 7. So I said, yeah, Age of Ultron, blah, blah, blah is a 7, but I don't think that.
Yeah. A lot of people do, and I really have to disagree with them. There are so many small details in that movie. I mean, it sets up Endgame perfectly with
Yeah.
Mjolnir at the beginning, and then
Yep.
just like the Tony Stark
Payoff
scene.
Central.
Yeah, like literally, Age of Ultron was literally just like, here's Endgame, but 5 years before Endgame.
Dude, you know what wouldn't have worked as well? Well, it would have worked anyways, but freaking Avengers? Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. Cut.
Yep.
and then we finally get it in freaking Endgame.
Yeah.
Assemble.
I mean, I can name 8 payoffs already, like
Yeah.
off the top of my head for that movie. So I just think that like it's much better than people gave it credit for.
Billy 24/8's got to go. Have a fun stream. We'll see you later, Billy 24/8. We'll see you tomorrow at Filmtopia Live if you can make it. But for sure, we'll see you at the Loki watch party tomorrow night. Gonna be awesome. Dress up. Ulysses says later, Billy. Have a good one. Lo says, "What if we never get a Spider-Man trailer?" That'd be pretty funny. Oh man.
What if
You know
what if
what's
we don't get a trailer
guys?
and
I
literally we
think
have to go to theaters?
I think there it is, man. I think it just came to me, but I really do think now Spider-Man No Way Home will be within what if? Like we'll get the trailer within that season, right?
Like as like an animated thing?
No, 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 no. We'll get it but because the reason why they can't release it is because What If probably has a huge thing within it. Because it has Doctor Strange, it has Peter Parker as Doctor
And Wanda?
Strange, Wanda. There's just so many factors that are tied into again that pseudo trilogy, which I called what did I say? It was gonna be Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh no, WandaVision is number
WandaVision,
one.
Loki.
Um well, no, but before Loki,
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
I said my
WandaVision,
pseudo
Spider-Man, Doctor
trilogy, like
Strange.
my fake trilogy, the one that's like not a real trilogy, but it kind of is WandaVision, Doctor Strange, number 2, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I felt like those 3 are like one big Asgardian movie. And so but now that you add Loki, Loki's got to be in there. So
You know
and
what
then
my
now
favorite
throw in What If, and now it's a quintuplet.
you know
Let's see. William says, honestly, thinking about it, the first half of Black Widow up until they attack the Red Room, is
yeah.
perfect in my opinion. The dialogue, Taskmaster, the family elements, the comedy, all that kind of falls. Yes, I felt you're absolutely right. I felt the minute they got caught in, you know how Melina called the people on them. Well, when they got caught up and they got swooped up to the Red Room, literally right there is where I was like, uh, yeah, there's
Now
something
we're
like,
getting unrealistic.
yep, yep, yep. And then yeah, William says it fell off in the second half.
Definitely did.
I think, and honestly, hearing different opinions across the internet, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that there's something about it that there's a void within it somewhere that makes us feel the void as well. Still trying to figure that out. Anthony says, Rick and Jonah, I don't think Captain Marvel is overrated. It just came out at a bad time. Okay. It came out directly after Avengers of Infinity War. I think if it came out after Infinity War, it would have been better. No, no, no. Well, so here's the thing. Captain
I
Marvel
think he
came
might have
out.
switched up Endgame and Infinity War. So he's saying
Yeah,
he
yeah.
thinks if it came out after Endgame, it would have been better. That's
Here,
hard
let's
to
read
judge.
his second thing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he did correct it. So Anthony, yeah. So I think, and here's the thing: Endgame isn't even as consequent. Like it's, well, I think there's easier ways you could have. There's other ways you could have brought Tony back, right? With the Quinjet. There's other ways you could have. You could have destroyed Thanos' ship at the end. Because essentially, again, there was really no consequence. She was gone for most of the movie.
She was gone, and then she showed up just to blow up the ship
Yeah,
and hold
and,
him
and
hold his hand open for 5 seconds, and then get punched by the Power Stone. Like,
yeah.
cool,
So
cool
it
cameo.
just, I think Captain Marvel would have been done justice outside. Starter in Phase 4. Starter in Phase 4.
Hmm.
And then give us that Black Widow movie in between Infinity War and Endgame, and watch us go even crazier. Because watching that Iron Man and Steve all come to an end would have, like, I'm getting chills thinking about that. Let's see. Well, William really likes how Captain Marvel was used in Endgame. So the only thing is, I just don't understand. Like, again, I think right now it's 2020 hindsight, and because what's her name, Black Widow just came out, and now I'm kind of trying to reorder everything. I just, I think Captain Marvel the movie and the character could have been better suited for the start of Phase 4. Starting to see, you know, Nova level, Superman level abilities, starting to see like real space gods, like starting to see, you know what I mean? Um, but I don't know. That's just me. But then again, Captain Marvel does have consequences because you see Far From Home, you see Endgame, you see WandaVision at the end. So yeah, I see where you're coming from, Willem, for sure.
I definitely think that the timing could have been better to introduce
Mhm,
her, especially now that we're getting ramped up with like WandaVision. Like, Wanda's like super powerful now, and Doctor
mhm,
Strange is super powerful now, and like I think that like the more that we introduce these super powerful villains, the less overpowered Captain Marvel will seem. I
mm,
think that with Thanos, she just seemed like a cheat code, as Lo said. Like,
yeah,
it just felt like, oh, she's here. Okay, it's over.
mhm,
We won, kind of thing.
yeah,
Or at least our odds from winning went from like struggle to 90%
yeah.
just with her arrival. That's how
Hey,
that
but
felt for me.
by the way, do you remember, or do you know? I just don't know if I'm blanking. Do you know what the haircut was about in Endgame?
Oh, that was
So
the comic book accurate haircut for the
okay,
new run. Um,
okay.
they tried to make her comic book accurate. I can send you a picture of her, it.
I'm just wondering because I just didn't know during the movie, after the movie. I was like, what was the, if there was a MCU canon purpose? Let's see. William says the whole idea that she is a universal hero, like the universe, big space universe hero, rather than an Earth hero, kind of nerfs her power because she has so much to do. One thing I did like about the movie was that little back and forth was where were you? And then she was like, well, Earth isn't the only planet like going through stuff. You're just lucky that I, what'd she say? You're just lucky that I
Answered the call.
and yeah, yeah. So I really like that little back and forth. That was pretty cool. Jesse Pinkman says, "Is there a chance Hawkeye becoming a villain?"
Yes.
I don't think a villain. Oh yeah, yeah, I
Anti-villain.
see.
Anti-villain.
I see again something along the lines of Thunderbolts, something along the lines of his re-exploring his Ronin version. So we'll
I would
see.
love for more Ronin.
Dude, honestly, before the trailer or before the post-credit scene in Black Widow, I was thinking we were gonna get to see a full-blown Ronin Hawkeye thing, like where it's like flashing back between his PTSD are flashbacks to him freaking, you know, going
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm talking, dude, thinking
I
about,
still
like
might get that.
remember the cartel stuff? Remember, like,
What
imagine
Brody said?
seeing a
Oh, yeah.
scene? Holy cannoli, that would be crazy. Um Oh, but Anthony, check this out. So I know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about the emotional. So yes, Black Widow is between Civil War and Infinity War. That's correct. But where I think it would fit perfectly is either like one of two places it would have fit perfectly. It would have fit perfectly right after Civil War or right after Infinity War because again, remember in an Endgame, that's where she sacrifices herself for the Soul Stone. So I'm saying we get that movie of Black Widow in between Infinity War and Endgame, so it's fresh within our minds that Natasha she got her own movie. We see her backstory. We see like
Her
how
family.
much yeah, her family. It would have been just very emotionally it would have been very intense emotionally, even more than it was in Endgame if we would have seen that Black Widow movie very, very recently.
Yeah. Also, Anthony, yes, you're right. Chronologically, it fits
Yes.
in between Civil War and Infinity War, but as a release order, it would have made much more sense to go in between Infinity War and
Kind of
Endgame for the
yeah, kind
emotional
of
weight.
like yeah, and because obviously the MCU isn't chronological, right? It's for example, Captain Marvel is the second movie after
Captain
like if we're
America.
talking Captain America, right? In the MCU if you were to put them in chronological order, Captain Marvel actually comes second. So it's Captain America First Avenger and then it should be Captain Marvel. So
Yep.
that's just something that's what I was trying to get across is emotionally it would have made the most sense to have had it come out and prime us for Endgame for her sacrifice. Lowe says, I think Hawkeye is done after his show. He's going to pass the torch onto his daughter to join the Young Avengers. Woo! Yes, that is for sure happening. The Young Avengers thing. We already have basically the Young Avengers roster filled out. It's just a matter of now seeing all of them in their own kind of single stories. So again, Marvel is actually doubling down on this. They did it in phase one or like in the Infinity Saga, which was bring everybody one by one and then group them. Whereas poor DC, um, they they went the everybody kind of at once, and then we'll split and we'll start seeing their origin stories. Um, I still like the approach Marvel does, but the Snyder Cut is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. So
The Snyder Cut really did
there's that.
DC justice.
Oh yeah,
Like it, for me, like the movies, it has always been like DC's way down here and Marvel's way up here, but the Snyder Cut like brought it a little bit
oh
closer.
yeah, oh
Um,
yeah, big time.
I think Suicide Squad 2 is gonna bring that a little closer, but
Trust in James Gunn.
Marvel's never gonna dip down from where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, in James Gunn we trust. Let's see. William says, I can't believe we are less than 2 months away from Shang-Chi, and we still have the Loki finale and would have. Yes, and within there, sprinkle somewhere, probably, possibly a Spider-Man trailer, possibly a more Eternal stuff. Yeah, so very, very interesting. And where's your place to enjoy all this? It's gonna be here at Filmtopia. We're gonna, like I said, this channel is growing not only in numbers but in content, in ideas, in everything. So, by the time we get to what if, we may have like a even cooler format as to how we're doing Filmtopia Live, a cooler format for the watch parties. Who knows? We're gonna see. Time will tell, and see where our brain takes us. See where the vibes take us. Anthony says, I have a question. Is Captain America Steve Rogers uh, have a son or daughter with Peggy Carter in an alternate universe, and can someone make him James Rogers, and he can be the new Captain America? Jonah, do you have any insight on that?
I don't think James Rogers is gonna be brought in. He's such an unknown character. With his last appearance being in 2011.
Hmm.
Um, I
They
don't see them adding him in at all. They're not gonna go for people that are just like unknown characters,
Mhm.
especially at this stage where they literally got rid of big movie contracts, so
Yeah.
they can bring in whoever they want for however long they want or
Yeah.
whatever they want to do. Like James Rogers would be a nice deep cut, but at the same time, nah.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with whatever Jonah says on this one. William says, I don't know squat about DC, but I'm so hyped for Suicide Squad. Yes, no, telling you, it's like James Gunn said, "Oh, you guys want a little? You want the secret sauce to Marvel? Give me Suicide Squad." And he gets an R rating, which will be incredible. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be easily one of the best DC properties there is. And you know how I know it's gonna be good? The villain they chose, what is it, Starro?
I yeah,
So
Starro
Starro,
the
yeah,
yeah.
Starro is the villain in this movie, and if you know anything about Starro, it's a big ass guardian starfish. um, and I just think when someone takes that sort of risk and they gave James Gunn 100% creative control, I think we're in for something really, really good. And then on top of that, Deadshot actually isn't gone, which was Will Smith's character, one of my favorite ones from the original Suicide Squad. Apparently, it was just scheduling conflicts. It wasn't. Will Smith said, you guys kind of screwed the pooch on the last one. I don't really want to be associated with you. So I think whatever's after Suicide Squad, the James Gunn version, I think we're in for a good ride. And then the actors he chose, so stoked, so stoked. Especially Polka Dot Man. Let's see. Lo says, I wonder if we're gonna do if they're gonna do Young Avengers versus X-Men. I think so. Personally, I think that's because again, there's just they're gonna go with the younger teen versions of the X-Men, Storm, Cyclops, all these. I think they're gonna go the younger route, and then that's exactly how we're gonna get Young Avengers versus X-Men. Um, I don't think it was ever gonna be Avengers versus X-Men. I think it was gonna be Young Avengers versus X-Men. Because the reason why is because then one day when they want to do it, like basically it's like double dipping. You get a basically a $2 billion movie, which would be Young Avengers versus X-Men. And then once you build that up and see how that turns out, you do Avengers, just the Avengers versus older X-Men. And then that would be a $3 billion movie. Oh man, chills, chills. Let's see. Anthony says, I'm talking about specifically for the Young Avengers, Jonah and Rick, bringing James Rogers to be the new Captain America for that team on the Disney Plus, on the show for Disney Plus.
We already have America Chavez and we already have Isaiah Bradley. We have two Captain America figures already on the
Yeah.
team.
Isaiah Bradley's
Very,
son,
very
right?
excited.
Or
Yes,
grandson?
yes, sorry.
Grandson.
Why am I blanking on his name? But yeah,
Yeah.
we already have two Captain America figures. Why would we bring in the third?
Yeah.
Um, the team's already becoming so diverse that there's no reason to have three of the same character.
Yeah. Let's see. Gabriel Gregory says, who are the most obscure characters that you would hope to appear in the MCU? After seeing Doctor Strange, I'd love to see Captain Britain and Mad Jim Jaspers. Uh, I'm not too familiar with obscure characters. Let me see if I can think of any. Jonah, do you have any obscure characters?
Oh my god.
Uh,
Are we talking about like in What If, or are we talking about like in like
no, I think
actual
in the
film?
MCU, just the MCU, bringing them into the MCU, kind of like how I guess Guardians of the Galaxy was somewhat unknown to the general audiences. Someone like what Anthony was saying, which was James Rogers. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like what vein, like within the X-Men, within the Avengers, Young
I mean,
Avengers.
depending on how you see Hercules, like
Yeah, I think that's your biggest one,
that would be
Jonah, for
mine.
you,
That would be mine. Like
because a lot of
Hercules
people don't realize that Hercules could be used in the MCU, right? Like they
can
think
be super
Hercules
used.
is the animated version we used to watch from Walt Disney Studios.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah. Let's see. Gabriel, oh no. Flavi says, "Can I ask a question that involves the Black Widow post credit, or should I avoid spoiler?" No, Flavi, go ahead. You are good. This is spoiler. we're good. Spoilers. I know.
I already got some in the comments, so
Oh,
it's all
okay,
good
cool.
too.
Ooh, Los, what director would you guys want? Oh man, this is a great question. Would you want under the helm of the next big Avengers movie? You
So
know
is
what?
this like Avengers, or is this
Yeah,
Young Avengers? Or is this Dark Avengers?
I
Like
think this is Avengers 5
Avengers? Okay,
in in Los's eyes.
okay. Oh God, the Russos? I mean, you can
So
they would probably not do it, but I mean, if not the Russos, Kate.
Kate Herron, wow, that's a great cat or choice. I didn't even go that
I
route.
love what she's done with Loki, and to
So
see the development that she would do, the development and world building that she would do with
mhm,
Avengers would just be insane. Because like, look at the world that we've just built in. Not even including episode 5, in the first 4 episodes of Loki, look at the world that she built.
yeah,
The thing's insanely huge. And then we have the Void in episode 5,
yeah.
a world all to its own. Like that she built in literally a 30-second pan. She built
Yeah.
the entire world. Like I don't know what else you want from that.
So really quick in the chat, let us know what your dream casting or hiring of a director would be for Avengers 5, basically the next big Avengers movie. So here's my answer. My answer is the Russo brothers for me, I think I said this to someone the other day, which was I personally believe the Russo brothers will come back to the MCU in some fashion. I think it will be through the vein of like the X-Men or the it's not going to be the Fantastic Four, but a big
Cap
property
4.
like that.
Cap 4.
Cap 4, exactly. So I think they're going to come back in some version like that, and then also perhaps take on a double-sided Avengers, kind of like what they did with Infinity War and Endgame. I think that would just like cement their legacy just as filmmakers in general. That's like winning like an I think that would be like winning an Oscar if you can pull off two Avenger like two like huge tentpole um one story, two movie Avengers films. So that's where I think they'll show up. They'll show up in whenever they do like that two-parter and that one movie in two parts type of thing. But I think I really like your Kate Herron one. I think after seeing Peyton Reed take on Star Wars with the finale, and then I've been watching Ant-Man and stuff and watching that. I don't know, man. I like Peyton. I'm really starting to like Peyton Reed. And then I had one more. It was who is it? Let's see how Black Panther 2 comes out. And I would love to see Ryan Coogler take on an Avengers movie. That would be very interesting. I think Black Panther 2 will be like the real big like where I see because again, you don't necessarily it's not that you're a bad director or anything, but like some people are way better with like solo properties, and then some people are really good at corralling, all the properties. And so I'm really excited to see that. By the way, just as a quick excerpt, which is I think the Russo brothers' next project is actually not within Marvel at all. I think they're going to take about 10 years ish to come back to Marvel.
10?
But I say anywhere from like 7 to 10. That's my
I
prediction because I think they're going to spend the next 10 years in Star Wars, in my opinion. I
fair
think
enough.
that's where they're at. They haven't announced a project yet, but I think they already have they already know what project they're doing with Star Wars. That will probably be somewhere along the lines of the next Investor Day or whatever. We'll hear those two names attached to Star Wars.
Yeah, with me, I think that they would come back for Cap 4 if asked, because the Winter Soldier and Falcon are like their baby. Like they like created these characters and
Hmm.
built them into the MCU with Winter Soldier and Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame. Like all 4 movies like have been huge for these 2
Hmm.
characters. Um, so I would love to see them direct Cap 4. I also think that a Winter Guard movie directed by them would be
Hmm.
amazing. Those are the 2 Marvel projects I'd want to see them do within the
Hmm.
next 5 to 10 years.
Nice. I see. Let's see. Anthony asked, Rick, who do you think is going to play Queen Namora in Black Panther? And who do you guys want to play her across from Tenor Huerta as Namor? So, um, so obviously, Tenor, or I think it's Tenoch with a C at the end, if I'm not mistaken, Tenoch Huerta, as Namor, and he's obviously of Mexican descent. Um, I think what would be really, really cool is to see also Latina playing Queen Namora. But the actress that just came to mind was oh man, what's her name? Well, there's two actresses, right? One would be, and I don't know how old she is now, but I know she was in Sicario 2. Oh, she was Dora, actually. She played Dora. So she played Dora. That's one actress. Secondly, though, I wouldn't. I would love to see Anna de Armas. She would be really really cool. I loved her take in Blade Runner. So yeah, do you have any, Jonah? No. Let's see. But I
I
do
don't do
see.
these dream casting things. I don't know enough actors and actresses to like
Yeah,
pull someone, especially like if we're trying to keep it in like the same heritage style. Like
yeah.
I I don't know anyone. All I know is that we might see a Tuma, which would be sick. But yeah.
Um, Flavi says with the post credit of Black Widow and the Hawkeye show, we know we're getting Thunderbolts. Do you guys think we could get more Zemo? He's kind of perfect for this long time, more grounded villain.
Citizen V.
There you
Citizen
go.
V.
Jonah is that was his call. That's what he thinks is going to happen. Since that night, since we watched it, he's been on that one, and it just it's so fitting. And then also the way he like got uh the way he went off in Cap or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, basically it's like yeah, it's confirmed.
As soon as he came back in that show, I was like, "Oh, this is setting up Thunderbolts." And then Val showed up later, and I was like, "Oh, this is really setting up Thunderbolts."
Yeah.
And then Zemo got sent
Um
to the raft, and then it just all started to roll a snowball. So
yeah. William says his name or even confirmed. So
yes,
from what I've read, yes. And these are coming
IMDb
from
confirmed it.
sources that are the Hollywood Reporter, Deadline. These are well sourced sources. Now, as far as Marvel, right? Marvel, off the top of my head right now, I can't confirm or deny that. But whenever it's in a Deadline or in a Hollywood Reporter, Variety, those types of
IMDb. They
IMDb.
confirmed it. They confirmed it
Oh,
on
okay,
IMDb.
there you go. So there's your answer. Yes, Lowe says finally excited to get some Mexican representation when Ghost Rider shows up. Yes, yes, yes. So that's gonna be so awesome. Representation is definitely starting to bloom, starting to blossom within the MCU, which is freaking awesome. I cannot wait, and it's gonna make a huge difference across the entire world. Hans 8 says Wanda and Loki is giving Doctor Strange a headache right now, and Peter Parker would be the next one. Give Doctor Strange a break.
I actually want to interject in the
uh,
middle of that.
uh,
Doctor Strange will be the one that gives himself the next headache. What if? The What If series.
and what if? Yeah, that's it looks like he's going through headaches in the trailers.
Yep.
Um I don't know who Squirrel Gabriel Gregory
Oh
says,
my god,
following up on my
Squirrel Girl.
last comment, I'd love a Squirrel Girl TV show. Squirrel Girl, who the heck is
Please
Squirrel
no,
Girl?
please no, please no. She does not need to be in the MCU.
Oh my gosh. This is
That
too
is one of
funny.
that is one of those characters that is super niche that like
The ones they were referring to earlier, which was like a obscure character.
yeah.
Ooh, Flavi. It says, I think Taika Waititi would be a great choice. That's interesting. Now, I think it would be too. He's a very no. Well, here, let me just say this. He's an incredible director, and also, I was gonna say he's very stylized. But thinking about it, when he did the Mandalorian series, it didn't. He didn't stylize it too much. So I don't want to pigeonhole him as a stylized director at all. But that would be very interesting. Says Flavia also says not only because of Thor Ragnarok, but because of Jojo Rabbit. I actually have not seen Jojo Rabbit. I'll be completely honest. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it yet. He could 100% deliver a compelling story full with comedy and adventure, just like we expect from an Avengers movie. I think while I like that, man, I really like darker takes, more mature takes, more. I'm gonna wipe out half the population in the universe takes because it just.
Gonna wipe
I
out
think
the whole
Avengers.
time.
Yeah, Avengers movies are. Yeah, to me, I like that. Let's see. DC, by the way, Gabriel. The DC says that they're dropping the ball by never using Blue Beetle over in DC, but they're using him. They actually confirmed this earlier this year. I don't remember who the actor is or who the showrunner is, but they did confirm DC will be making a Blue Beetle. I don't remember if it's a movie or if it's a series.
Angel
Um,
Emmanuel Soto to direct Blue Beetle.
there you go. Yes, he is attached to direct. They confirmed it. I think Walter Hamada, said something about that.
Back
So
in February.
yeah, so great to see that. Lo says I would love. Ooh,
I keep
dude, this
forgetting
might
that
be
Eternals is
it.
a movie. I keep forgetting about it.
Oh my gosh, this might be it right here. No,
Yeah.
oh my god. Chloe Zhao, especially if Eternals is amazing. So apparently, guys, if you are not aware yet, Chloe Zhao directed No Man Land, which won the Best Picture and Best Director, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Best Director and Best Picture. But on top of that, not only getting recognition like that at the Oscars, she got basically the fight of the night. Like in the UFC, they do the fight of the night. She got like the movie of the MCU by I think Kevin Feige. They said the Eternals is the best Marvel movie they've ever had. And so that's a crazy, crazy take, but I think it might be true. Um, but yes, Chloe Zhao was. That's a great,
That
great
I
suggestion.
keep
And
forgetting
actually, I think that could happen for sure.
I
Because
mean
she's
that
basically taking on in a well, not basically, but like she has it's a it's a
Avengers
movie.
level cast
Yeah.
of like or not Avengers level cast, but an Avengers level movie, so to
Hmm.
say, where it is an origin story, but at the same time, you have all these different people that you have to equally give a spotlight to, and I think she's going to do a great job with that. And this could lead to our first superhero best picture of the year. Uh,
Yeah. There we go. Exactly. And it's coming out in season
November.
award season. So award season is usually from October to January. Like as far as like the movies that come out and stuff. So it could very well be within like the first MCU movie to get like big best picture nods or winner. Let's see. Lowe says, or William says, if Ryan Coogler blows Black Panther 2 out of the park, I'd love to see him. Yes, and that's why I'm saying I think I really do think he is. And that's why I mentioned him earlier because I know a lot of the actors, a lot of people that work with Ryan Coogler love him. And so and lately he's been very producerial. He's been producing movies, not necessarily directing them. He's been producing, he's been writing. I think to see him invest that time plus directing into an Avengers movie would be awesome. And yes, we do we think alike. We definitely do. Hanze says yeah, yeah,
That guy.
yeah, Yelena is awesome. Gabriel Gregory says Ryan Coogler's second unit is amazing. Yeah. Wow, that's a great, very niche comment because not a lot of the love goes out to the second units. Um, Second unit essentially is when your main cast or your main filmmakers can't necessarily like your top, if you want to call them your top build filmmakers can't. If the production schedule doesn't allow for you to be in two places at once, let's say you need the sunset of a summer in Australia, but at the same time, you have to get the winter of a United States, then you would send two different crews to two different places, and one is called a second unit. And so the first unit would probably be like the Taika Waititi, the Ryan Coogler, and then over here you've got the AD, the second director. So yeah, very interesting. Kind of like talking about that. Anthony Manzano. I like this one. Rick, play the across from Tenoch Huerta to play Queen Namora is Jordana Brewster from the Fast and the Furious. What are your opinions? That would be pretty nice. I love her. She was like my what do you call it? Childhood crush when she was in Fast and the Furious. I was like, yo. So that would be really, really cool. And her time is coming to an end in Fast and Furious, the whole franchise. So that would be very interesting. I like that a lot, very much. Gabriel says, does it seem like a safe call to say Thunderbolts will lead into Cap 4?
I don't think anything is a safe call right now with how the MCU is building up.
I would say, you know what I think, actually? I think the other way.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the other way. I think Cap 4 first, that will for sure. Oh, there it is. That's what I think it is. Cap 4 leads into Thunderbolts. Sprinkled throughout that entire movie, we're going to see
John Walker.
We're going to see John Walker. We're going to see we'll probably see Hawkeye in some form. We'll see characters that will end up in Thunderbolts, or if you want to, it ends up being Dark Avengers, but Thunderbolts, yes. Rick, I would rather see Gabriel Luna's version of Ghost Rider as the first one we see in the MCU, not Johnny Blaze or Danny. I honestly think that's the route they're gonna take, but that's way off because there's not been one mention of Ghost Rider in any form. So we'll see. Let's see. Flavi says, and Flavi, I hope I'm saying your name right. If it's Flavy, let me know. But if it's Flavy, type in FLAYVI in the chat just so I can say that from now on. But if not, I'll leave it at Flavi. One thing that is very far-fetched, but I'd love to see one day is a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe movie. Deadpool is with Disney now, after all. Maybe in like 20 years or so, we could get that Deadpool guy, man. That Deadpool guy. Dude, Ryan Reynolds is gonna play Deadpool forever. Like,
yeah.
That's literally his. It is his role because he actually like
perfect casting.
Yeah, it's one of those, man. One of those. I don't know if I want to read that out loud. Hold on. What do you think? Should I read it? It doesn't seem like spoilery.
And I mean, it's all theory too.
Yeah.
Might as well.
So this is just a theory, guys, but in case it's true, spoiler warning. Hans 8 says for the Loki episode season finale, episode 6, that there's like a theory out there that that the guy behind the TVA is trying to keep Kang from existing. Then Loki would be the reason he'll be in Quantumania. Do you think this is the case? I don't think so. No. I think Kang is present. I think Kang is the heavy hand, is the overlord, but again, in order to get to that, we're gonna see again a subordinate of sorts that may not even know that they're a subordinate.
And that's where I think Loki comes in.
Yeah. Let's see. Flavi, just to answer this crossover between DC and Marvel. Now, here's one thing. While that seems far-fetched, right? It's not far-fetched if you look at it from the macro perspective. They would do this before they joined Star Wars and Marvel, which, again, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just thinking from a producerial and a studio mindset, which is at some point you're going to run out of tricks. So you've got to go into your bag and by let's say 2060, right? 2060 Avengers 18 is out. At that point, it's like you gotta, even though storytelling, you really could do it, but I'm just talking about from like a general perception. It's like the masses would be like, okay, man, I can't keep up with 40 years of like storytelling, content, continuous storytelling. Like, I need something new flavor. Like, so because of that, that's the only way I could ever see it would be a DC Marvel crossover, kind of like what is it, Marvel Capcom, like you see the video games. So some sort of like crossover like that from different studios I could see happening, just because at some point you are going to run out of the general population's wanting of a continuous storyline. While the storytelling may be amazing, it's the flavor thing, man. Um, yeah, so we'll see about that. We'll see. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not even advocating for it. I'm just thinking from a studio side trying to make money. Um, okay. Ooh. Rick and Jonah, can you see Apocalypse making a cameo in the Eternals movie, being that he's the oldest mutant in the comics and he's from ancient Mesopotamia? I don't think they're ready to bring in Apocalypse yet if they haven't even shown
They have to
mentioned
establish that part
the
of the
mutants.
universe.
Yeah. So
Um,
no, and that right there, Apocalypse though, I think that's not just a character you use like for the heck of it. I think that would be a huge, a huge storyline, a huge character. Um, it wasn't that
that would be
greatly used.
like like a big bad that
Yeah,
leads towards the ultimate end game, which I think is Galactus.
yeah, yeah.
I don't see anyone else being as universal threatening as Galactus is. So
Got you.
I think that Apocalypse could be our one after King,
Mm.
or maybe one or two down the road after King.
Yeah. So Galactus, yes. If anybody like that's definitely where if we're talking like the biggest bad of them all, it's gonna be Galactus. But I think the new form in which this is all gonna like culminate into is I think they're gonna use like Kang a bit more than just like a Loki in Avengers 1 or just
Oh
like
yeah.
an Avenger.
Oh yeah.
So it will kind of be like the difference between the Infinity Saga and what we're deeming the Multiverse Saga. Really quick in the chat, type in Multiverse Saga gang. We're the Multiverse Saga gang. we started that here. And so the Multiverse Saga that we're going into, I think it's going to have layers upon layers. Whereas the Infinity Saga was the first of its kind continuity storytelling over 20 movies. So it made sense as to why each villain kind of led to the next one and then it kind of minimized the one before it. With this one, I don't think they're going to minimize the one before it. I think it's going to be Kang you feel is the bad. You're not waiting for a bigger bad. It just happens that there is a bigger bad. And then when
Yeah.
that bigger bad shows up, Kang isn't then minimized later on. Like you're not thinking like, wow, like he wasn't anything compared to that. Let's see. Uh, yeah. So Hanze, as far as the suspicious thing about Spider-Man: No Way Home, which I said earlier, which is, I think What If is going to come. I think What If we're waiting for What If the series in order to have that first trailer drop.
Because there's so much stuff for Spider-Man in What
Yeah,
If. Like
yeah,
we've already been confirmed to see a Spider-Man, and
yeah.
then we also saw Spider-Man with the Sorcerer Supreme cape.
Yep, yep.
Um, so like we have so many things that could happen in What If that I think that they have to show that Spider-Man episode before they show us a trailer.
Yeah. And then to this point, which is, I don't think we're gonna get a Ralph Boner tomorrow night. I truly don't
No.
think they're. I don't think Kate Herron would have been on board on this project if that would have been the case. Like some sort of new Ralph Boner, right? Like some sort of Fugazi. Flavi says I'm saying it right, so thank you, Flavi, for that. It's a Latino name, so Flavi, cool. Thank you so much. I like saying names as best as I can. Let's see. And we're gonna actually wrap up pretty quick, but I do see the multiverse gang, multiverse saga gang. Let's go, MSG. That's dope. MSG. Dom Toretto in the MCU confirmed. Family, man, family. That's funny. Down below it says join the Filmtopia family. If only you could put emojis with like Dom's face right there. Let's see. Gabriel says, is anyone else as hyped for the She-Hulk show as I am? Now I am. now, like, I wasn't as hyped because I just wasn't sure. And it had to do with, again, Hawkeye wasn't in line. Um, Miss Marvel still had nothing. And so, like, just the unknown was like, I don't know where this is all going. But then thinking about Professor Hulk, She Hulk,
Red Hulk,
Red Hulk,
Abomination.
Abomination, seeing Val, see just all these things, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. Let's see. Oh, Fantastic Forecasting. What I want to do, like sometime today, or
2023 is when we'll get the
he.
casting.
But what about the movie? When's the movie supposed to come out?
2024.
2024. Okay, yeah. So we'll get the Yeah, we'll get the casting around then.
Or we might get it at Comic-Con 2022.
I think that's the one. So summer 2022, Comic-Con San Diego. I think that's Jonah's on it right there. That's the one I think we're gonna get that casting, because that would be a 2-year start, and that's usually when you start promoting movies, start little tidbits, you start attaching filmmakers. But it's directed by John Watts. So what I want to do later today or sometime this week, because it's gonna be a crazy week, but sometimes this week I want to go and see who John Watts, the director, follows on social media, who John Watts is friendly with, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to start like checking around John Watts to see if there's any connections we can make. Because who knows? What if there's pictures of him, or like he has great relationships with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt? Then that would lead me towards thinking it's them, even though they haven't said anything. John Krasinski has said it's up to he would love to do it, but it's up to Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. Emily Blunt, on the other hand, has said superhero movies are getting a little too not ridiculous, but they're getting too much. Um, Not on the Martin Scorsese wagon yet, where they just completely disavows it. But but then again, that could be a misdirect. Who knows? But John Watts, the director of Spider-Man 1 and 2, and about to be 3, is directing Fantastic Four, and that's no small feat. That's like they gave him like one of the highest properties in the land. 2, Spider-Man and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
But yeah, we got the Multiverse Saga gang. Perfect, perfect. Uh, let's see.
To William's point about people hyping up Kang,
Mhm,
that's why I didn't hop off the Kang train, but I
mhm,
switched what I thought it would be. Um, because I've seen what these Marvel shows have done. They've set up a character, they've set up this comic book amazing character, and then they didn't give it to us. And
yeah.
that's been twice in a row with WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So that's why I was like, well, if we do get Kang, it's gonna be through enchantment. I That's the only way I see him coming through.
Let's see. William also asked about The Witcher, the one with Henry Cavill. I have not seen the season 2 trailer, and if it debuted this morning, yeah, we definitely haven't seen it.
No.
But I want to see it. I want to like I said, I'm a Henry Cavill fan, so let's bring it on. Let's see. Anthony asked, and these are gonna be and yeah, this is gonna be the last question, which is Anthony asked, Jonah, in your honest opinion, who do you think is going to be the supernatural big bad for that side of the MCU with Doctor Strange, Blade, and Moonlight?
There's a few choices. I'm gonna say Magus though. Um, Magus is such an underutilized character that I would love to see how they bring him in. Um, Magus is basically Adam Warlock, but
Hmm.
evil. Like more like pure evil. Um, so I think that that would be super cool to see. Like especially if Zac Efron plays that role. Like Zac Efron, like in like pure white makeup and like in the Magus costume would be absurd, and I would love to watch that. I'm
In
seeing
the
people
chat,
saying nightmare in the
yeah,
chat.
in the chat we got some nightmares. Yeah, that's a
I think Kang is also going to be a supernatural villain, though. Um, Whereas like who would be a more grounded one? Literally anyone would be a more grounded. I think Kang is like one of the most supernatural villains we can have because of what he can do with time manipulation.
Yeah, I think that's actually the route that's going. I think that's the whole point of King. Um, I think he's the bad that we're trying to figure out right now. And then Gabriel asks, "What if won't have any effect on the main MCU timeline?" Right.
It
So
will.
personally, I thought before we got the trailer last week, I was like, "Oh, it's just a one off. It's just a side piece. It's just it's just something fun. It's animated." Until I saw the trailer. And then when the trailer debuted and now finishing Loki where we are, it's I can't confirm this 100%, but I will give you 99.9. It will be canon.
The
It will
trailer,
be canon. Yes.
the trailer literally says "Enter the multiverse,"
There you go.
and and on top of that, it's a Marvel Studios
Yeah.
produced, so it definitely will have major effect on the
Mhm.
MCU timeline.
Let's see. I would love Nightmare in the MCU. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. See. It's funny. I think Nightmare there would be a bad kind of like. Well, I feel like they would use Nightmare kind of like they did the Taskmaster,
Yeah,
where it will be a one like it will be a hit or miss, and then on top of that, it's within like a solo project. You know what I mean? Whereas Kang is in Ant-Man Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, but Ant-Man Quantumania is the third in a trilogy movie, so it's really not a solo movie anymore. It's probably got a bunch of characters, and then also it's a bouncing board to bigger and greater things. Whereas I think Nightmare they would use as just a one-off, and people are either going to really be pleased or really, really disappointed. Anthony says, Rick question, being that Moon Knight debuted in the Werewolf by Night comics, do you think they might do it the reverse debut Werewolf by Night in Moon Knight TV show on Disney Plus? Dude, honestly, like the thing about the Moon Knight TV show is, man, that thing's gonna be insane.
I don't
I
even
think
want
that's
to think
gonna
that far ahead, to be honest. I just want to
it,
enjoy everything that comes out.
I think for Moon Knight, well, it depends on where it's releasing, right? I don't necessarily remember where in the slate it is, but they're filming it right now, so that would mean it's coming out next year. And next year we're getting Doctor Strange, we're getting Ant-Man. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Or no,
No, no,
2023 is
no.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
oh man, oh no. Man, I'm
nope.
confused.
Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange,
Oh,
The
yeah.
Marvels, Wakanda Forever, Morbius, Spider-Man into Spider-Verse 2. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the main slate of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And then we're also getting a Flash movie, Black Adam, and Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom as well. So next year has some great superhero
Oh
movies
my
coming out.
gosh. What's next year, 2022?
Yep.
You know, it's funny. I love even years, except for last year, but I love even years. And I remember 2012 was a good year.
2012 was a
So
great year.
2022, I hope, is also a great year. Let's see. But yes, people oh, so Los asked, what characters are you guys dressing up for as during tomorrow's watch party? Well,
That's a secret. Nah, it's not.
you this is what I'll say. So Jonah, you can go ahead and say yours. And again, this is because you guys are exclusive. You guys get to hear it here first.
I'm going to be dressing up as a variant Captain America. Um, for it, and you guys will see what I mean by variant tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will be Captain America. I will have my shield. I will have another prop, but you'll see what that is tomorrow.
And then mine is going to be uh this is the finest Asgardian leather. Do not touch it.
So you're gonna be
um
shirtless?
maybe. But I will say that I am going to be I'm gonna be King Loki tomorrow, but there might be a variant twist to it that you may not see coming. That not even comic any sort of accurate, but it's a variant, so I can do whatever. That's the fun part. And I'm just saying, maybe tomorrow you might not see my face at all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But with that said, you might see me shrink. But anyways, so with that said, let's see.
I'm just in the dark as you guys are.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited. Let me know right now before we hop off. I just want to know if you guys are dressing up tomorrow. I really hope you are. If so, let me know what you guys are dressing up as. Again, we'll try to get you on the stream just to chat for a little bit and for you to show fellow Filmtopians what you're rocking.
Kind of like a cool culmination of our 6 months as a channel.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. It's gonna be very, very fun. Stay tuned. The link and the post for the watch party will be put out very soon. Filmtopia Live is also happening tomorrow in the morning, and we'll just vibe out for a little bit before
This
the
week's
big
gonna
show
be
at
fun.
night. Yeah, and then we got some stuff later in the week that we'll talk about later. But let's see. Really quick.
Let's just say there might not be this barrier later this week.
Let's just say shout out to the Filmtopia Live crew here. Let's see. Or I'll just say Filmtopia Live might actually be live. Do you have a Twitch channel? I do. But it's not, we haven't really made any content for it yet, but it is it's I believe it's twitch.tv / Filmtopia or Filmtopians, one of those two. But my profile picture is over there, so you'll know if it's me or not. Let's see. And Flavi says they're going to dress up as a fat femme Doctor Strange because, I only got the cape and the necklace. Perfect. Let's anything. We'll take anything. Yes, exactly. A Doctor Strange variant, I suppose. So that's the beauty about the MCU now is you could kind of like do anything now and just call it a variant. Lois is going to dress up as Spider-Man. That's going to be dope. Hanze is going to be a variant of themselves. Perfect. Well,
I can't
with that
find the Twitch, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I know I have it. I'll have it somewhere. I just know it. I know I have it somewhere. Trust me. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up really quick on my end. I'm gonna talk like Korg. Let's see. What's up, mate? Yeah, we're starting a revolution.
Why does that sound like a cross between Taika and Adrian?
Yeah, mate. We're gonna start a revolution. All right, hold on. Come on. What? Oh shit! Oh snaps! What am I looking for? I'm looking for. Oh, Twitch. All right, sorry guys. Dang it. I should be Filmtopia. So it should be Filmtopia. My username on Twitch should be Filmtopia. But anyways, thank you everybody. Been a super fun show. Honestly, we weren't gonna go this long. I actually had no clue what time it was until I looked at right now. Today went by fast, Jonah, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we started a little late, but
I'll be completely transparent with all of you.
We just ran right through this, like
we only had like one topic too.
We talked about that topic and then just interacted with you guys the entire time. So thank you for keeping up the interaction.
Seriously. And trust me, man, like one of the things that you see across YouTube is I sometimes watch other people's live streams and I keep harping on this, but this is why I'm so thankful for all of you because you guys truly make Filmtopia what it is. I'm very, very honored and humbled at the fact that we have a community such as strong and as dedicated and as passionate and as fun as you are. So just a huge shout out to you. Here's one of these. I hope I got it right. And William says he'll see us tomorrow. That's awesome. Will's part of the Filmtopia Live crew, the Multiverse gang. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be extra fun. Tomorrow we might make history on the channel. and I would love for you to experience it with us. I would love for you to be there to see history go down within the history of Filmtopia, and you will be a part of it. And tomorrow we have a bunch of giveaways, like gonna make it super fun. And the other thing is, I don't do giveaways for like to get people. I do giveaways because I don't know how else to thank you guys. Like I need an avenue. I need something in order for you guys to feel that like I truly care, because I want to like give you all a hug. And so that's my sort of hug for now until we can. And yeah, so tomorrow tune in, huge giveaways, gonna be dressed up, gonna have the Filmtopia Stafftopians here. And you guys are all going to get to come on if you choose, if you're dressed up, and we'll do it, one by one, a little chat, and then we'll have a merry old time. Los says we'll see you mañana. Willie says, by the way, the Black Widow watch party got 13K views. Crazy. Dude, you know how crazy it was?
Little insane. Little.
It was so cool though, because William was there, and we know William is like on like East Coast or Midwest type of time. So he went the extra mile and hung out with us. I think watched it twice that night because he saw it in
Yep.
theaters first. So shout out to you, Will, for trekking with us, for doing that with us. I know during the movie you were like commenting like certain parts. So super stoked on that, man. Flavi, see you later. With that said, we will catch you tomorrow, Filmtopia Live, and then at night we will see you during the Loki live streams. But with that said, Flavi, William, Los, Hans, Aritan, Common 663, Anthony, Gabriel. Oh man, the list goes on. Jesse, Ulysses, Pyro, Moaz. I gotta get them all, man. Billy,
Everyone.
everyone, Hasuman. Okay, awesome. Well,
All of our
that should be it.
Filmtopia live people.
Yeah, all our Filmtopia live gang. Let's go. All right, Jonah, you know what to do. We are out of here in 3, 2, 1.
Vibe.
Vibes. Later, everybody.
Peace.